As a father, do your kids go to a school or are they private schooled? How is it?
My kids go to Catholic school.
Catholic school.
Yeah, I am Catholic school in New York, and then my baby is only 2, so she works. I have her working in a prison camp in China.
Not perfect.
Because
That's
setting her up for the future. Yeah, and
fucking communism, dude.
Yeah, that's
what
dude.
I'm talking about.
I love it, dude.
That's how you get.
Ladies, fellas, mostly you got it. I have the best view of Bradley Martin's prostate right now. It's fucking ripped.
Nice.
He's got a 60 on his prostate.
Yeah.
And so I sent him to private school, a Catholic school, because I went to Catholic school my whole life. I know that Catholic Church has a black eye from some of the stuff, but for me, it's like there's discipline there. They're regimented there. They don't deal. They're not on like the public school system. Like it's kind of like you have. It's kind of like we have a. We don't have to deal with, the bureaucracy of this humongous politically motivated
That's exactly
school
what I was
system.
going to talk to you about.
It's individual. So like we just deal the school, like the parents, us as the parents, we are our own governing body, and we kind of dictate to the staff what we think is best for our kids. And usually we're all in line because most of us are thinking the same.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm glad you brought up. It's exactly what I was going to ask you about, was because I had this conversation with someone. I was at some event and I talked to this guy who had kids, and he was telling me how like he had a conversation with his daughter, and this was after the fact because he listened to her in like a Zoom conversation with the teacher at the time.
Okay.
And his kid was like 8 or 9 or something, and the teacher was talking about like her opinion on like this person, and they had a car. They had like a nice Ferrari, and the teacher's opinion was like he should sell that Ferrari and give his money to a homeless person and give it back to his community. Like Ferraris are bad, and it's like, why are we telling a 9-year-old? So the thing that I'm talking about is the personal biases that like teachers or people have, like specifically I would say, and I mean all people have it, but in like the public school system where like if people feel like, now we're talking about this political motivated whatever this or that, people kind of insert themselves in like what, like it has no place in inserting that sort of like conversation with children.
I hired when we were in school. For me, I think about school as putting my trust in you. If you were my kid's teacher, what I want you to teach them basically is reading, writing, and arithmetic. I want you to teach all this other stuff. That's not your job, man.
That's your job.
I don't need you to tell them what politics are. I don't need you to teach them about masturbation. I don't need you to talk to them about sex. I don't need that. That's my job as a parent. We'll handle that. You teach them the basics, building blocks they need to get through society, reading, writing, and arithmetic, and that's it. And that's why I like the school my kids go to, because that's pretty much what it is. They're not, if they see something, a behavioral issue developing in class, they'll talk to us. Hey, I think you should talk to your daughter about this because it doesn't seem like they understand. Boom, great. I'm not going to where sometimes now, you want to, listen, man, the whole idea of the state meddling in family affairs is like a new idea. That is not what, in George Washington's time, the state would never get involved in I'm telling, this is how crazy, this is a fact. In colonial America, if you killed your wife, it would be up to you. If you killed your wife, the state's, that's a family thing. It's a family thing. It's just, it's a family thing. You could if you killed a person in a bar outside.
That's a law. That's against
now
the law.
You're against the law. But I'm not going to get involved in anything at all with your family.
What happened to that?
It's just slowly but surely, the state gets involved in everything. I mean, even the fact the state dictates everything you do now.
Yeah.
So it's like, that it wasn't designed that way. The founding fathers didn't want it. Obviously, killing your wife is an extreme example.
Yeah,
but it's still like that was true. They're never going to get involved in anything with your family. Where now it's like the state will tell me what my kids should and shouldn't be doing. So I know that there's no way to really stop that. We're probably going down this roller coaster whether we like it or not. But I just look for the little ways that I can slow it down.
But that's such an interesting conversation, because that's to just go like we're going there regardless is fucking scary, because that like the state doesn't have our or any of our best interests at heart. They have money and financial gain and whatever the fuck. It's just like whether it's left or right, all this bullshit. I'm not getting into politics of it, but like no matter what, that's how it is, and that's how it's like always been. So now it's like that's the thing I can't stand about how people allow so much of it in, and like people fucking fight each other over this shit. And it's like, dude, this conglomerate of power is not cared in anything.
Well,
but
I was
themselves.
talking to Andrew Santino about this on his podcast, and it's, even though it sounds scary, I think the only way if you want like full peace The only way then is to forget about humans being politicians, being leaders, give it all to AI. Give it all to computer algorithms. Let them, then you'll have as much diversity as you want, as much peace. You will have, everything is in black and white. You do this, this, and this, and this is what happened, and you do this, this, and this, and this is what's going to happen. It's horrific. I don't want that to happen, but it seems like that's where we're going anyway. 60, 70 years, I doubt that we're going to have a government the way it exists today. I would have to assume AI is going to be heavily involved.
But then it's just someone else putting the codes in.
Well, no, not if AI starts to become autonomous. Then it's running itself.
I think it's just going to get rid of us at that point.
Where what's going? Maybe not.
Like Terminator shit.
It might, but I'm like, what? Like right now, you see, like especially like in America, it's like you can't have 150 million people hating the party that's in charge. That's just not going to work. And that's what we're at. It's just not going to work. So
why do you think they try to make it feel like it's the other way around?
I honestly think
because every single human I talk to is like, what the fuck's going on?
Well, because I think that now it's, I don't even know how you could prove it or whatever. I'm sure people way smarter than me can, but now it's like pretty clear that whatever you're looking at, from your phone to your TV to everything, is the algorithm showing you what you want to see. And your neighbor next door could have a 100% different algorithm seeing what they want to see. So you both believe your worlds to be as true. If you're on the right-leaning side of it, you cannot believe how people could vote for Joe Biden. You cannot believe it. And then on the other side, if you're on the left-leaning side, you cannot believe how people don't think Joe Biden is amazing. And you cannot believe how anyone would vote for Trump. Yeah. So you see, but they're as convicted as both, and they're right next door to each other. And they think they're looking at the same Netflix and the same Instagram, and they're not. They're looking at, the same website, but it's different content coming at you.
Yeah, based on what they watch.
Exactly.
It just goes the same funnel.
So you have these people. So for me, the only minor reprieve I get is just not being on social media anymore. And as much as I can, not trying to take in 24-hour news.
Yeah.
Because, when you have to have a network like Fox News, CNN, whichever side of it, 24-hour news, when they have to create the news, they'll do anything they can to create it. They will create news when there's no news, and that's the scariest thing, because you have people who just accept that as fact when it's like, with all the AI, with everything, you don't know what type of edited video you're seeing. You don't know if there's really a war going. You don't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah, out here there was what was it? A tornado or a hurricane? It was a hurricane in LA. That's like, they made it sound like it was gonna just destroy LA. Yeah, there was like nothing out here.
Yeah, or like people saying that there was Ebola going through Burning Man. It's like, none of this is real. This isn't real. But then you have people, like running to like drugstores buying masks because they think Ebola with a 50% death rate is coming across the country to, where I was in New York, and I'm like, none of this is real. Like it's if the news once. And this has been going on it's not just 24-hour news. This is even before this. Once the media decided the public loves the news, they love it. This is what sells a lot of money. This is what sells a lot of ad dollars. We're going to make news when there's no news. We're fucked as a society. And that's what it is. I mean,
and now it's just, the problem with it now is that they've realized that no one's really turning on the TV anymore. So everything's going to social media, and it's happening even faster.
The only hope is, I think, I have a 13-year-old stepson and 8-year-old daughter. And then
I asked this question about the kids because I want to have a family. I want to have kids, and I'm like, fuck.
Right. I could tell, dude, you have 8 dogs. Yeah. So it's like once you start seeing a guy with so many pets, you're like, this guy fucking needs to have a family.
Yeah, I need to have a
family. And he's going to get eaten alive by his pets.